Sawadee krab and welcome to another flight review. Today I'll be heading home in Royal Silk class on board one of the rarest aircraft in Thai's fleet, the Boeing 787-9. More on that later. Thanks for joining me on this trip, and let's get checked in. After spending a nice few days in Kuala Lumpur attending some who knows what convention, it was time to head home. KLIA's Terminal 1 is pleasant with high ceilings and large windows, making the whole terminal seem bright and airy. After checking in at row K, I then proceeded to security and passport control straight away. The whole process was quick and efficient, and I was in the airside in approximately less than 15 minutes. All Royal Silk class passengers are invited to the Plaza Premium Lounge, located in the airside after passport control and a few duty-free shops. The Plaza Premium Lounge was extremely crowded at the time of filming, so I didn't film much but had a bowl of laksa and a few drinks, then I was on my way. One of the things I don't like so much about departing or transiting at KLIA-1 right now is the fact that the aero train that connects the main and the satellite terminal is under renovation and passengers will have to use the replacement shuttle bus service. Luckily there was no wait today, but the bus was a little bit crowded. As I arrived at our gate, our aircraft is already waiting. The aircraft taking me home today is HS-TWA, a 7-year-old Boeing 787-9 that has been operating for Thai since September of 2017. The aircraft is royally bestowed Pattananikom, one of the many districts within central Thailand's Lopburi province. I've been wanting to fly Thai 787-9s ever since they were delivered, but due to the small fleet of currently 3 aircrafts, although that is due to change soon, saying that they were hard to catch is a bit of an understatement. Since I had some miles left over, I figured I might as well splurge a little bit. It just so happens that the aircraft operating today's flight is one I've been chasing for the longest time. These also feature a business class seat that is totally different from their other long-haul aircrafts. You'll see right after I get on board.
Sawadee krab 19K
19K เชิญเลยครับผม
ครับขอบคุณครับ
สวัสดีครับต้อนรับครับ
Welcome to my seat, 19K. Already waiting at the seat is a plush pillow and blanket, both purple. At first glance, the finishes seemed a little basic, but the purple fabrics and upholstery gave it a distinct Thai Airways touch.
สวัสดีครับ
Immediately after I sat down, I was served a hot towel and this stunningly purple butterfly pea flower with lime juice, dubbed Violet Bliss. Now let's have a look at some of the seat features. This leather headrest is soft and adjustable, much like this rather awkwardly placed armrest, just without the soft part. Next to that, there's a small but deep storage space underneath this flap, although the latch was broken, but it wasn't a huge deal. On the other side of my seat is a large console that houses a small storage space with a headphone holder, as well as the seat control panel, IFE controller, headphone jack, USB-A power port, and a small reading light. Directly below the console is where you can find the menu or other in-flight literatures. There is also a universal power port and another small storage space here. The in-flight entertainment screen folds out from the panel in front at the push of this button. And that just about covers most of the seat. The safety video played and we pushed back very soon after.
Please store all your belongings in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. ห้ามวางบนตักห้ามวางขัดขวางทางเดินและทางออกฉุกเฉิน Do not place them on your lap in the aisle or at the emergency exit. In case of an emergency, the light will be off to the exit. ห้ามนำสัมภาระติดตัวไป
สวัสดีครับท่านผู้โดยสาร Star Alliance ร่วมกับสายการบินมาเลเซีย
Maybe it's just me, but I'm such a sucker for days like this. The sky's slightly gloomy and the weather's a bit chilly. Perfect for staying in. I guess me sitting here kinda counts?
Strongly recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
One thing I despise so much about Boeing 787s are these windows. Don't get me wrong, they are humongous and I think they're perfectly fine. That is until the crew decides to dim and lock them, like on this afternoon flight.
Leaving your seat. Thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy.
With that minor complaint aside, let's have a look at the entertainment offerings. The touchscreen is large and can be controlled by this conveniently placed controller. The overall interface of the system is a bit old and unresponsive, but they are in the process of updating them and retrofitting some aircrafts. There also seems to be a good variety of movies and TV shows available, and I like that they have a dedicated section for Thai offerings. I'm usually not big on watching shows when flying, so I just left the in-flight map on for the remainder of the flight. The very friendly flight attendants got to work straight away. I was served a small bowl of mixed nuts and dried fruits, coupled with this glass of champagne, which I promptly set up a little photo shoot with this Polaroid picture I got from said convention. Not sure which brand since there was no beverage menu. Speaking of menus, here's the menu for this flight. Feel free to pause the video to get a better look. Note that food and beverage orders were taken before pushback. The flight attendants came around and set up our tables with this Thai Airways branded tablecloth. I must say, today's meal looks pretty spectacular by Thai Airways standards. For the main course, I ordered the deep fried sous vide duck leg with red curry sauce, served alongside jasmine rice and garnished with pineapple and grapes. Simply put, everything tasted excellent. I especially loved how juicy and tender the duck was. The red curry sauce could have used a bit more flavor and spice, but it was still very satisfying and tasted authentic. Given the short flight duration, this was probably catered out of Bangkok. The scallops with Thai dressing and the desserts were nice and extremely unique too. Now, I don't think I'm classy enough to be able to find all the bougie words to describe all these dishes, but this was probably one of the best meals I've had on a plane recently. By the time the meal service was over, we barely had any time to relax, given the short flight duration of 2 hours. Even then, the flight attendants were extremely attentive throughout and came around asking if I wanted anything else. Not long before we started descending towards Bangkok, I checked out the seat in lie flat mode. Since this was my first time in a reverse herringbone seat, I was curious to see how it would compare to other types. The bed itself was comfortable and there were no apparent bumps on the surface. Although I did find the headrest to be a bit bothersome and I struggled to find a proper way to put down the pillow. It's nowhere near the most advanced business class seat by today's standards, but I do like them and I wouldn't mind flying these on longer flights. As we descend towards Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport, I suppose it is a good time for some concluding thoughts. Overall, it was an excellent flight, and I pretty much can't fault them for anything. The food tasted phenomenal, and by far the best part about my whole experience. The service was also top notch, and I doubt you'll be able to find anything better on a flight this length. The seat is comfortable and is of a good standard, but may lack some nooks and crannies of more modern business class seats. Now, there's no denying that Thai has gone through some rough times in recent years, but as someone who's been flying them for many years, I'm glad to see them emerge stronger and far more competitive. The food was also much better than a few years ago, so was the service and entertainment selections. I can only hope that this is the trend moving forward. Thai is due to start taking delivery of their first newly ordered batch of 45 Boeing 787-9s in 2027, and these are supposed to come with brand new seats as well as the reintroduction of premium economy class. I do hope that the new interiors come with more sophisticated designs, and if anyone at Thai is watching, please do take into consideration my criticisms and do note that it will be my dream to attend one of those launch events. Fingers crossed though. Welcome to Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stuck around this far, it probably means you've enjoyed it, and it would mean so much if you could drop a like, comment, or subscribe. All of my videos so far are self-funded, and I intend to keep it that way, so seeing the subscriber count go up really keeps me going. Thanks again, and see you all next time. Happy New Year.